today we are joined by the management, the MD and CEO, Mr. Singh, who is joining in with us on the show today. Thank you, Mr. Singh, for joining in with us on ET Now, as always, and it's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Singh, I'm going to start by talking about the strong performance that we've seen coming in from the company. Could you give us an understanding of how has the demand trend been? Because there was a COVID wave, the third COVID wave in the month of January, but how was February, March, and now how is April looking? Because, holiday season is surely here. So, what is the performance and demand trend looking like?
You're right. The January month definitely was impacted by Omicron, the early part of February. And after that, we actually start a demand buildup like we have never seen before. In fact, in the month of March, we had an 89% occupancy across our resorts. And that's something that we have never seen before. And in fact, this quarter turned out to be a great quarter for us. Our resort income at 57 crore is the highest ever that we have delivered in this quarter. And more importantly, we saw the momentum coming in both the resort side, which is where I mentioned about the occupancy, and also in the members additions. Our member additions closed at a healthy 4,058. We also noticed that the demand going ahead, which is your question as well, how is it looking in April? April has actually closed at about 89%. And we are looking forward to May and June. May and June are also likely to be about 88, 89%. So this is going to be a season of holidays. People are traveling like never before. They want to be outdoors. They want to be with the family. They want to chase new experiences. They want to drive. And that's something because the restrictions have been eased off. And that's something that we have noticed. It has happened in the past as well. And therefore, at a quarter level, we closed our occupancy at 77% in quarter 4.
That's very interesting to hear, more than 70% occupancy coming in quarter 4, surely interesting. But what about your member addition growth over there? Obviously, during the second wave, there was an impact coming in. Was there any such impact as of now? When I'm looking at it on a year-on-year basis, a slight bit lower than last year, your member addition. But what is the trend that you're seeing coming in now? Could we see that coming back to higher levels in Q1 FY23?
So in quarter 4, because January got impacted by Omicron, and on a YOY basis, if I were to look at the quarter 4 performance over the quarter 4 last year, yes, the member additions are lower, but at a year level, we are still about 7% higher. And that was impacted because in the quarter of fourth quarter, we had these Omicron wave, which impacted the additions, as I mentioned. If I look at the trend in April, as I mentioned earlier, the occupancies are robust, the member additions are robust. And more importantly, we are focusing on member additions, particularly in the area of referrals and digitals. We delivered about 58% of our sales came through the referral route as well as digital route. That's a very strong source for us to grow further. Parallelly, we added new resorts, new destinations, which also helps to create the momentum for member additions. We have now hit a resort count of 84, and our total keys that we have right now are at 4,568, crossing the 4,500 plus mark in this quarter as we ended.
Mr. Singh, I want to understand one more thing. Yes, people are starting to revenge travel, but is that reaching the international markets as well? Are people traveling abroad, or is that some concern coming in over there? What is the outlook overall on the international business and recovery over there? What can we see coming in?
So, as you know, that the Mahindra Holidays business is largely domestic, and we have few resorts overseas. And those resorts, obviously, particularly a resort like Dubai has seen a huge traction, and the other resorts are subject to the travel restrictions. Of course, now that Thailand has opened up, we are seeing again momentum coming in our Bangkok resort as well. If I were to look at the international business, which is Holiday Club Resorts, which is a separate business, there we have seen huge momentum in travel as the restrictions were eased off over there also sometime in February. And that led to a big rebound, and March is a big season for them. And that is how we ended up closing the year at a break-even EBITDA level for that business. So domestic travel in Finland remains strong. Domestic travel in India remains strong. The Southeast Asia travel will pick up. Dubai is already doing very well. Bangkok is beginning to pick up, and we see that as we move on, there will be more movement out into the Southeast Asian resorts that we have, which includes resorts in Colombo, Bentota, Bali, and Singapore, as well as Malaysia.
Right, Mr. Singh. And, I do want to understand one more thing that we can talk about is overall workation. Now, that was a concept that was working on for a very long time. Now, I think people are coming back to their offices. What is the trend you're seeing coming in over there? Are there still any, workation bookings that you're seeing coming in for your resorts? What's the experience over there? Are there longer stays coming in as well?
So the vacation trend, which peaked during the COVID peaks, is definitely not as strong now. Now we notice more leisure, more family time together. Yes, there are people who are definitely carrying their laptops. They're trying to catch on to some meetings, urgent meetings if they have to do. But as far as these staying longer is concerned, yes, people, when they come to our resorts, they anyway stay longer because they have an option to stay longer, and that has increased slightly, if I may say. But definitely on a selective basis, people are engaging with their laptops and they are working at our resorts, particularly in the daytime, and then evening time, spending time with the family. So I think vacation is here to stay, but not in the intensity that we saw during the peak of the COVID pandemic.
Okay, Mr. Singh, thank you so much for giving us an in-detailed explanation about the earnings, what is the demand trend, occupancy rate as of now in the resort side as well for the company. Thank you so much, Mr. Singh, as always, for joining in with us on ET Now.